Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Taking a quick look here at Bitcoin dumping as per usual. A little more than expected, but also kind of expected too, because we take a look at, once again, our Bitcoin CME futures, we filled that gap and have continued. You lose that lower level of that gap, there's a strong chance it's going to become a new resistance level, so it's probably pretty safe to presume that 39,300 is the new resistance. So we'll see, of course, here soon. The daily candlestick hasn't closed yet, but this is a bearish sign altogether. We can also see traditional markets are up and Bitcoin is down. Kind of that standard inverse pairing. So kind of some normal stuff here in the works, but either way you look at it, welcome aboard. Thanks for joining me here. Hope you have a great day regardless of the circumstances. What we're going to do is we're going to look at some some larger time frame Fibonacci retracement levels, just give perspective on what's going on. I drew it out from the most recent low here in September at about 25,000 up to its highest at 49. So what that does for us, that gives us some interesting levels here. In other words, it reiterates that resistance level at 40,000 and also confirms support at 37. Okay, so 37,000 to 38,000 is a pretty solid support level there based on previous fibs or current fibs basically on the larger time frames, and then also previous one-day candlestick closures before the price broke out. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 candlestick closures before the price took off and didn't look back. And that's once again at about 38,000. Okay, so 37 to 38 should see some support coming up here soon. I'm not saying you just take a bunch of longs at that point, but I'm saying that there's a decent chance we could be range bound between 37 and 39 moving forward based on that sentiment. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at there in the overall sense of things. Quickly to note here, let's double check a couple of liquidation levels in the back end here. And let's go ahead and pull up the monthly. And while we're waiting for that to load, just a quick little congrats to our community. We took some nice profits here again from Matic and ETH, a couple of short positions we have available. We have about 4 shorts open right now, taking some nice profit there. And I know my community keeps asking if I'm going to keep shorting. And the truth is, yes, that's probably the consensus, but we need to wait for the price to kind of pivot and level first, because if you get too crazy on shorts right at the potential bottom, then you're going to get pretty hit pretty hard. Again, we don't know the bottom is in yet, but it's got to be getting close at this point, at least a tentative bottom based on recent resistance levels. So we'll talk about that here in a minute. Let's go ahead and double check a couple things here. This is looking pretty messy, folks. Looks like the lower 38,500 range is a pretty heavy concentration liquidation. So we kind of zoom in there, we can kind of see here. Most of those levels there at 38.5 are getting hit pretty hard. And these are older levels too, folks. These are ones that have been around for roughly about 2 or 3 weeks, possibly even longer. So this is the last month's worth of liquidation, and we can see the next target potentially is somewhere in the range of 34,400. I personally would welcome that so we can continue to add to our position on the way back down, but generally speaking at this point, we got to see if 38,000 is going to hold. Okay, but again, it seems pretty safe to say the lower 38,000 range should get swept just based on this large amount of liquidation that's here at 38.5. I mean, we're right there at this point right now anyway, so no surprise here. All right, folks, that's kind of where we're at there. Let's go ahead and double check a couple of things here as well and kind of see where we're at. So daily time frame, just to confirm, we lost the 100-day SMA, pretty much losing everything possible. We got the 200 traveling behind here at about 34,000. We don't need to worry about that for now. And in the coming days, of course, we'll talk about the significance of the 200. But for right now, it's potential support level. MACD's diverging. Significant stochastic RSI swing to the downside. Traditional RSI is getting close to 30. This is where we might see a bouncing point here soon, just based on the fact that we're overextended to the downside. We could even break below that and be totally bearish for a while. It's not to say that the price can't bounce, just that we gotta kind of, I don't know, presume that it won't until it does. Okay, so again, it's one of those interesting things right now where, trend lines and those things there, they all kind of continue until they don't, right? And in this case right now, we've lost a lot of good trend lines too. The only thing we have kind of holding on by a thread is 37 to 38,000. Once again, we'll see here what's going on, but generally speaking, it's not looking fantastic. Am I saying to short your shirt off? No, but you're going to have a lot more success shorting than you are taking longs right now. So again, just be careful buying those dips. I know it seems like a juicy target. The best dip you can buy is a spot bag dip, okay? Continue to add to your position. I'm sure in a few years, we're going to be wishing we see 30,000 range. I mean, even low 40s, I think is going to be a pretty hot commodity eventually. So taking a look here at the 4-hour time frame, let's note a couple of things here. We're below all moving averages. We're running concurrent with this descending trend, both the upper and lower channel here. And again, this descending trend that I have drawn out here is just kind of the channel that the price was working itself within before it broke down even further. So that's going to be a new resistance, kind of pushing the price action down. It's really not a good sign here overall. I mean, Bitcoin is on a tear, and the market movers are making billions of dollars. In fact, what I think was somewhere in the range of almost $1 trillion was transferred to Coinbase here recently from, what was it, Grayscale, if I'm not mistaken. And we can kind of see what they're doing with that money, right? They're just selling, selling, selling. And what they're going to do is they're going to get a nice heavy bag at some point, and they're going to be holding it on, and the price will take off. Again, between now and Bitcoin halving, we can expect the price to be kind of funky and manipulated. It's just a way around it. Because our first little trend we saw here recently was not a bull trend. It was a bullish trend, but it wasn't like a bullish breakout. Okay, we still have one of those coming. Trust me, folks. We will see Bitcoin come back again here, but for right now, we got to presume it's going to continue lower. We're below 30 on the RSI. Stochastic RSI swinging down. My flow index is low. 4-hour time frame looks abysmal. Okay, literally no reason to take a long. I get the whole point of trying to buy the dip and maybe getting lucky, but we got to just wait for things to stabilize. And I say the inverse as well. If you're going to try to consider a short, be careful taking a short right now. We could be close to the bottom. The price could pivot. We could even not see the price continue any lower, and the price could continue up from here. There's always that chance, but again, it seems a lot less likely at this point. We take a look at the 1 hour. We can see here we're massively overextended again. No surprise here. Take a look. We've hit 1 overextension, 2 overextension, 3 overextensions. So we've seen the price literally running for 36 hours straight in the same direction. So this is just a complete mess, folks. I'm glad we got our shorts in when we did at 43,100. But honestly, wishing we had gotten a few more shorts in it totally. But again, FOMO is not real, folks. It's not something that should be a thing. Try not to be worried about this because, yeah, there's tons of profits out there, but there's also going to be plenty of profit to be made on the way back up too, okay? So right now, best thing to do is be patient and try to be careful buying these dips. Again, dollar cost average wherever possible, but just be careful with high leverage right now. I would say just low leverage, low position size is the best way to go. We're still holding on to one of our longs, of course. It's in decent shape. I wouldn't say it's great shape, but Bitcoin can stabilize, we'll be fine. But on the same accord, low leverage, low position size is the reason why we're surviving that, okay? But once more, different strategies for different scenarios, but I would say that in situations like this, low leverage is king. And as we can see here, all signs point down. So we got another 12 to 24 hours before they even consider taking a long position. And I know between now and then it'll probably do some crap like this. We never truly know, but honestly, the big picture is letting us know that we have a pretty significant bearish divergence. There's no reason to consider a long position. And if you have some shorts open, leave them open. I mean, we've got one more profit target to go on our Bitcoin short, what ETH-matic, and I think we also have a Litecoin short in our Premium Plus group, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see here. Yeah, so Litecoin short. So we're taking some nice profits here, of course, from a lot of different trades. But generally speaking, it depends on when you got in and how long you've held for. There's a lot of different scenarios there, but truth is there's tons of opportunity. We just got to make sure that we capitalize on that. But right now, I think the best opportunity is to just kind of wait on the sidelines and to look for a better entry. Because while it seems very likely the price is going to continue lower, we got to wait for that pivot point, let some alts kind of slowly recover, and then we take a short. That would be the best consideration there. Because now that we've confirmed to be below that resistance at 39,000, we wanted to let the price action maintain itself for a little bit longer. We still need to wait for the daily candlestick to close too. There's a lot of things going on here. So I know I'm getting a little wordy here, apologize, but just trying to kind of give you guys some heads up and let you know that this is not the end of the world. This is a very standard thing. It does suck, yes, and sure there's plenty of missed opportunities no matter how you look at it. You'll always have FOMO, but the best thing is to not attach yourself to that and to try to make sure that you just look for good opportunities that are realistic. And when you wait for confirmation, you can wait a lot longer for confirmation in terrible market conditions, which we've seen nothing but that since the Bitcoin ETF. Okay, so again, folks, patience is key here. I promise you we'll get there. It's not a problem where we're at right now. This is perfectly fine. I'm just happy to find an opportunity to be able to average my position down a little bit with Bitcoin because it's nice. These are good prices here, folks. So I hope you can continue to add to your spot bag. Thanks again so much for watching. We'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day.